They say a golden bed inside a prison is still a prison bed. But for the former Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, even that prison bed is no longer comfortable. You saw the headline, and you might be wondering if the attack was physical combat. But what happened inside Kuje prison yesterday was a different kind of assault. We are receiving confirmed and exclusive reports this morning, Wednesday, January 14th, 2026, that the cells of Abubakar Malami and his son, Abdul Aziz, were raided in a surprise operation led by a very senior officer of the Nigerian Correctional Service. This is not your average prison inspection. We are talking about the Assistant Controller General, ACG, in charge of operations, personally driving into the facility to turn Malami's apartment upside down. We are going to take you straight inside the walls of Kuje Medium Security Custodial Center to describe exactly how this drama unfolded. We will explain why this raid is connected to the terrifying discovery of illegal arms in his Kebbi residence, and we will break down the chess game Malami is currently playing with the DSS, a game where he is actually choosing to stay in prison rather than pay his bail. If you want to understand how the most powerful law officer in the country has gone from giving orders to having his mattress searched by prison guards, please do me a massive favor and smash that like button right now. It helps us expose the reality of power when it fades. And if you are not yet a subscriber, click that button and turn on the notification bell. You need to be here as we track this high-stakes battle between Malami and the Nigerian state. Let's get into the gist of this humiliation. According to sources inside the prison who witnessed the event, everything seemed normal on Tuesday until the convoy of the Assistant Controller General of Corrections Operations rolled into the compound. Usually, when a big man like Malami is in custody, they are given a bit of space in the VIP segregation cells. But yesterday, that protocol was thrown out the window. The ACG reportedly marched straight to Malami's cell and conducted a thorough raid. They didn't stop there. They also went to the cell of his son, Abdul Aziz, who is detained alongside him. The eyewitness stated, Malami was raided in his apartment today by a senior correctional service officer and likewise his son. The officer carried out the operation quickly and then drove out. Now, the authorities have not officially listed what they took, but in the intelligence world, a raid like this usually looks for one thing: contraband communication devices. Are they suspecting that Malami is still running things from the inside, or were they looking for documents related to the fresh trouble brewing in Kebbi? This brings us to the bigger fire outside the gate. You see, Malami was granted bail last week in his massive 8.7 billion naira money laundering case. The court gave him strict conditions, but they were conditions a man of his wealth could potentially meet. However, we have learned that Malami is deliberately dragging his feet. He has instructed his lawyers to slow down the bail process. Why? Because the Department of State Services, DSS, is waiting for him like a hungry lion. Reports confirm that over 50 DSS operatives have taken up strategic positions around Kuje prison since last Wednesday. They have effectively laid siege to the facility. Their mission is simple. The moment Malami steps 1 foot outside that prison gate on bail, he is to be rearrested immediately. This is regarding the shock discovery of a stockpile of arms and ammunition at his country home in Birnin Kebbi. The EFCC found the guns, but since EFCC deals with money and not weapons, they handed that part of the case over to the DSS for a terrorism and illegal arms investigation. So imagine the dilemma Malami is facing. Inside the prison, the warders are raiding his cell and tossing his belongings. Outside the prison, the secret police are waiting to slap him with terrorism charges. It is a case of between the devil and the deep blue. Sources say he's terrified of the DSS custody because unlike the regular prison where he might have some access to his people, a DSS detention cell is a black hole. That is why he prefers to remain in Kuje even if it means enduring these embarrassing raids. To make matters worse, the Federal High Court in Abuja has just ordered the interim forfeiture of 57 properties linked to him and his sons. We are talking about assets worth a staggering 213 billion naira. These include hotels, plazas and mansions in Abuja, Kano and Kebbi. The court has given him 14 days to prove he bought these things with his legal earnings, or they will be taken by the federal government forever. The pressure is mounting from every angle. The raid on his cell yesterday sends a clear message: you are not safe anywhere. It signals that the prison authorities are under pressure to ensure he is not enjoying any VIP privileges that could help him compromise the investigation. If they found phones or notes during that raid, it could be used to deny him bail in the future terrorism case. I want to pause here and ask you, the viewer, a very strategic question. Malami is currently using the prison as a shield against the DSS. Do you think the law should allow a suspect to reject bail just to avoid another arrest, or should the prison authorities force him out once his bail is ready? And honestly, do you feel any sympathy for a man who once held the power of life and death over others? Drop your honest thoughts in the comments below. I really want to hear your perspective on this twist of fate. The involvement of his son Abdulaziz adds another layer of tragedy, or justice depending on how you see it. It's rare to see a father and son facing such heat together. The raid on Abdulaziz's cell suggests the authorities believe the son might be acting as a conduit or a proxy for his father's activities even while behind bars. As we watch this standoff, the residents of Kuje are seeing more black vans and armed men than ever before. The siege is real.